If your espresso is sour, bitter, or just meh, it's almost never your machine's fault. It is 5 important settings to know to remember. And more importantly, the order to adjust them. Hi, I'm Colin from Cafelista, the channel to learn espresso at home. And remember, those 5 tips works whether you have an entry-level machine, something more automated, a Ninja or a E61, it doesn't matter. But before we go into that, there is one rule that saves everything. The first thing to understand before randomly messing with your grinder, you need to set a baseline. Because if you change your grind without knowing what you're looking for, you'll just go in circles. So our baseline is simple, 3 numbers: dose, ratio, and time. Specifically, here is your starting recipe. 18 grams of coffee in your portafilter, you're aiming for 36 grams in your cup. That's a ratio of 1 to 2. And it should take about 25 to 30 seconds. One thing important to mention, this isn't set in stone, but it's a starting point. You have to start somewhere. You can, of course, adjust the extraction time and everything. We will see that after. But we need a baseline. So that's it. You can log that for a double espresso. That's the baseline. Now, let's dive into the 5 secrets to make a better espresso at home. The tip number 1, you should weigh and target a ratio. So our first secret, forget milliliters, forget ounces. Why? Because the crema is not really a good indicator. Seriously. An espresso with a lot of crema will take up more volume depending on the roast level, on the roast date, and another with less crema will take, of course, less space. But the actual extractable liquid, that's quite stable. The solution here to have something that we can replicate, grab your scale. So one thing important to note, you need a scale. You need to buy a proper scale. It's not that expensive and you need to be able to go up to 0.01 gram. So yes, we will do everything in grams. It's easier for the rest. So you grab your scale. You put your cup on it, put it to 0, let it run until you hit 36 to 40 grams of liquid, not 36 milliliters, 36 grams. That's your real ratio. 80 grams of coffee in the portafilter, 36 of liquid, a ratio of 1 to 2, as we mentioned, our baseline. Now that we have that, it's something reliable and you can reproduce this shot tomorrow, the day after, with any type of coffee. I know if you start espresso, it might seem a little bit too much, too intense, but this is seriously what's going to help you to make something constant and to improve your shot. So get a scale. Now that we are working by weight, not volume, let's see the secret number 2. The grind size, control the speed, the extraction time. And time here, it's just a safety net, If you hit 36 grams in 15-20 seconds, for example, that could be a little bit too fast. It means your grind is too coarse. The water rushes through, doesn't extract enough. The result, cup that could be sour, weaker, lacking body. The solution, you need to grind finer. Don't move your grinder too fast, depending on the grinder you have, but I always recommend to move maybe 1.5 notch and try again. Now, opposite scenario, you hit 36 grams in 50 seconds. That's too slow. Your grind is too fine. Water struggles to pass through, it will over-extract. Result, a coffee that is bitter, dry, not really good. Solution, I'm sure you know now, grind coarser. And here, that's where the timer becomes useful. It's not, I must extract in exactly 27 seconds. No, it is, if I'm outside those 25 to 30 seconds window, I might have a problem. Time here is an indicator. It's not really a target. And as I mentioned in the beginning, time is not set in stone. We can try an extraction in 20 seconds. We could try a turbo shot. There is a lot of things we could try, but we need to start somewhere. So let's keep that for the beginning. And by the way, if you really want to master your espresso, to understand the essential settings, I have prepared a complete guide for you. It covers extraction basics, the grind settings. It's totally free and you will find the link right in the description. You can go download it. Now let's back to our espresso with our tips number 3, the distribution and the tamping. So third secret, and this is probably the one beginners neglect the most, distribution and tamping. Because it doesn't seem really fun. But there is a simple principle here. The water is lazy. It will always take the easiest path. If your coffee is poorly distributed in the portafilter, if it's more compact on one side than the other, the water will flow where it's easier. And that will create, you probably know, channeling. Channeling is when the water carves little tunnels through your coffee puck. The result here, You might have a part of your coffee that is over-extracted and the other part is under-extracted. Your shot will be not good. So you distribute your coffee well in the portafilter, and the best affordable option to do it's a WDT to break up clumps. So no big clumps, then you temp level. No need to put 100 pounds, 100 kilos of pressure, or no need to twist. You need to be straight down with a consistent pressure. And there you have it, a flat, uniform puck where water will flow evenly, and that's what matters. Again, it could seem a little bit trivial, all those little details, but I assure you for espresso, it all matters, it's all really important at the end. Secret number 4 now, the temperature and the preheating. It's a small effort for a big gain. Doing an espresso with a machine that is cold, that is not properly warmed up, is having the risk of getting an espresso that is too acidic. Your portafilter needs to be hot, your cup too. Why? Because if you put your grind coffee in a cold portafilter, you instantly lose maybe 5-10 degrees and your extraction shift toward under extraction. So before pulling your shot, you can leave the portafilter on the machine for a few minutes. The longer, usually the better. You can run some hot water through your cup also to preheat the cup. And if you have a thermoblock machine or even a machine with a boiler, you could do a quick flush before your shot. That could really improve the temperature stability. So it will stabilize the group head temperature. Because without that, even with the best recipe, the best grind size, your water will be too cold. You will have too much of a difference of extraction and in your cup, and yes, again, your coffee won't be balanced, won't be really good. It costs nothing and makes a huge difference. And by the way, I have something to ask you, a quick like of the video. If you like it, of course, you can subscribe. It could really help me to produce more video like this one. We are on YouTube. That matters. Thanks a lot for your support. Okay, now let's go back to our 5th and final secret, your ingredients. I could have put that as the first one. It's funny because we have the tendency sometimes to forget. We are more focused on the settings, the machine. But you can have perfect technique. If your coffee is too old, you'll never get a good espresso. If you have bad coffee, bought in a supermarket, the result in a cup won't be really good. Why? Because coffee loses its aromas over time. After 2 or 3 months, it's getting flat. After 6 months, what you can find sometimes in the supermarket, it could be stale. So ideally, buy a coffee with a visible roast date at a coffee roaster, a specialty coffee roaster, and try to use it within 2 or 3 months. Second thing here, the water. If your water is too hard, full of minerals, it might interfere with the extraction, and it's the same if there is not enough. As you might know, coffee is 98% of water, so it's extremely important. But again, as with the coffee, and even more often, we tend to forget that. So here I can go into too much detail. I'll make a specific video about that, but I would recommend using a filtered water. You can use like a Barista, for example. You can use a bottled water if you need, but pay attention to your water, to the taste of your water. Because again, you can have the best recipe in the world, the best coffee. If your water smells like chlorine or something really strong, it will have an impact, a bad impact in your cup. Okay, let's do a quick recap here. The Cafelista order to dial in your espresso. First, you want a stable dose. We started with a double espresso, 18 grams in the portafilter. Then you need to target a ratio. Let's aim here for the 1:2 ratio, 36, 38 grams in the cup. Step number 3, we will adjust the grind size. We will try to stay in those 25 to 30 seconds of extraction time. When we have a good baseline, you can start the step number 4 to adjust the ratio to taste. And then step number 5, change only one thing at a time. That's a golden rule. Otherwise, you'll never know what works and what has a real impact. It is methodical, it is reproducible, and it works. And there you have it, the 5 secrets to make a better espresso at home. If you want to go further, I've created a free diagnostic sheet. It's in the description. You can get it for free. And if you have any question about your extraction, feel free to leave me a comment. And also don't hesitate to share with us. We are a growing community now. So thanks also again for your support. But you can share your tips with us in the comment section. And don't leave yet. If you really like this video, I'll recommend watching the one here. I'm pretty sure you will love it. As usual on Cafelista, I hope you will have a good day, a good week. I'll see you soon. Ciao.